NAPA has used a classification program for over 70 years to help make inventory recommendations to the NAPA stores. It started out just as a national popularity code, and over the years it drilled down to a popularity code for each distribution center. But as the demands of the business increased, we actually had to set back and look at our program, and we came up with MIC a couple of years ago, MIC Marketplace Inventory Classification, that would allow the inventory selection to be better at the store than it had ever been in the past.
The MIC system is made up of many pieces of data that feed into it. We have store information, we have distribution center information, we have the Polk data, we have a link with our catalog information. So not only are we able to look at historical information, we're also able to compare that and come up with a predictive sales amount, or a sales potential as we call it.
The MIC process starts with the classification or the assigning of the popularity code to each NAPA part number. Today we have available over 320-something thousand part numbers into our system. We have 30 to 40,000 new numbers coming into our system each and every year, so we have to establish a beginning inventory recommendation for the NAPA distribution center or the NAPA Auto Parts store.
MIC is implemented by our sales teams at our distribution centers. They work with the store owners on the parameters that need to be set up for their market. They work on the zip codes, the settings for the different lines and group codes, any other factors that may come into play. They key that information in. It comes back here to a central server, and then it comes back with a suggested order and return based on the parameters that were plugged in.
The MIC process is really in its third year, and one of the neat things that it's been able to do for us is, as we put the parts on the shelf at the NAPA store, we've been able to track those. So some of the inventory that we put in 3 years ago, we're actually getting better than 70–80% hits on those part numbers. We have customers that put $40,000 or $50,000 in their inventory, and 2 years later have received $250,000–350,000 worth of additional sales off of that inventory.
From a productivity standpoint, MIC has helped the company in that more often than we used to, we have the part on the shelf whenever the customer comes in. And we think that Marketplace Inventory Classification, or MIC, has helped us to make sure that we have a better chance of having that part on the shelf when that customer arrives.
MIC has basically removed that proverbial crystal ball that we've all been looking for in the parts business to try to figure out what it is that we need to put in inventory to have the right mix without wasting a lot of dollars in overstock.
The stores now have a more balanced inventory. You can take the product lines and you can take parts out that you know haven't been selling, but now we have proof that they're not going to sell in this market, and you can put that money in different lines.
Financially, MIC has helped us tremendously. For example, with oxygen sensors, we thought we had the right mix. After using MIC, we added $1,500 worth of oxygen sensors, and we're able to take back $1,500 worth of sensors that we're not selling, and increased our turnover 1 extra time per year because of that. You know, if they were to take MIC out of the system, it would be like going back to the caveman days. It has put us into a whole different level.
You know, in an organization our size, you have a project, you get it funded, you get people on board, and you go out and sell it, and your customers are happy, and you think that's great. And it is great, but winning the Polk Award, winning from outside of our company, is kind of like icing on the cake. I mean, it is really something special to our team, our development team, our territory sales managers that call on our stores, our distribution centers, and our NAPA stores are all going to be very, very proud that MIC has won this award.